This is the car I've been driving around in for the past 2 months, 3 months. So our van broke, the rented van, and actually didn't broke, but it couldn't get past the test to stay on the roads, so it couldn't get on the road. So that's why I was borrowing this car, and then I had to rethink this year, like what are we going to do, and kind of like decided that we needed a children transporter too for work. So we bought a new car, and so now I'll go to the big capital of Denmark and pick up the new car and show you what we bought. So I picked up the car and now I put fuel on, so it's kind of funny that like I'm used to having the big vans and they are very expensive and consume a lot of fuel. This one not so much, but like the gas tank is significantly smaller. Right, I've been out driving the car a few times, driven a few hundred kilometers, and now I think it's time to show what it is we bought. So we bought a C3 car here, so it looks like this. It's mint green, so I think that's cool. Then when you have a parking lot, it's not always just black and white and gray. I think it's okay. It's not the prettiest car, but it's okay. I think it's okay. Inside, it's okay. It's clean right now. The most important part is the ISOFIX things for the baby seat. So that is primarily why we bought it, because all the yellow plate cars, and Denmark cars have yellow plates or yellow and white plates. We call them not peacock plates, but doesn't matter. But those cars do not allow toddlers. So now we have a toddler, and then we need to transport her, and then it doesn't fit in one of those cars. So in the front, it's just like the standard air conditioning, has a screen for the GPS stuff. There's like the fart control thing here, so I can click a button and then it keeps the speed, and then it has like some handles here. It's the more expensive model of the Citroen. It's a French brand C3 car, so it can go a little bit faster than the normal version, which is kind of okay when you're driving 130 on the freeway. The luggage space is okay. It's not big, it's not too small, it's okay. So what did I pay for the car? So I paid around 10,000 euros for it, $10,000 for the car. So the thing you have to take into consideration is that in Denmark we have so high taxation. So actually, like when you buy one car from new, then you actually buy 2.5 to 2.8 cars. That's what you pay, because the taxes are so high. So right now, because the price has dropped, it might still sound expensive to you when you are like in another country. So when you look at real estate, then like there's still like some things that's a little bit foggy, like the weather today. It's a little bit foggy outside. And could I have gotten a cheaper price for the same car? Yes, I have a friend who said like he might have been able to get me the car like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 euros cheaper, but it would have taken him quite some time, and then it wouldn't be this mint green, then it would just be black and white. Primarily that, sport for work and not like for emotion, but it actually like I'm more happy with it so far than I thought I would be. Anyways, I'll drive home and then we'll talk a little bit more about the numbers. It has speed pilot, so that's like that's a thing that is very, 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 very important in a car, right? It's like almost better than sex, and it's something we need in our business too. Like we need to get the plane off the ground into the air, and we need to push a button and then it stays there, right? By itself without us touching it. So it's like an autopilot. So it's a thing in Denmark, right? In Denmark we only have the stick shift car. If I can get my camera to move. So here we have stick shift car. So we have, like all the electrical cars are, they're not with automatic gears. They don't have gears. They just go forward, back, like a radio car. Anyways, we have stick shift car, and then it's kind of nice at the highway to push a button and then it stays at that speed and just keeps going. And then it's a mail car, so it has a thing to connect the trailer. So that is just very important to me, and then it's important that it's there, so I don't need to go out and get someone to put it there and register it. The only thing here is like the cable type is the old type, so I need to have like a converter to get it to work. Last part, I'll talk a little bit about reimbursement. So in Denmark, if I own my car private and I use it in the company, then I can get reimbursement for the kilometers I drive. And then I'll talk a little bit about why people sometimes, because of these reimbursements, do things that are actually stupid or like counterproductive that actually can cost you like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands dollars every year. So if we look at it here, then in Denmark, then up to 20,000 kilometers, then you can get like $0.54 back in reimbursement from the government. So that means if I drive 20,000 kilometers, then the government will say that I can take $10,886 and I don't have to, I can take those in my company and I can pay that out to myself tax-free. So the company can deduct it in tax and I receive it tax-free for giving out the car in this period. The thing is, then I can't deduct gas. I have to pay the insurance private, I have to pay the service for the car private, and I have to pay the maintenance. So one thing people often forget is that like when you're driving in the car, it actually takes time. So that means like you lose time. So there's like a salary cost associated with driving a car. So a few years ago, that was like this: if you go 80 miles per hour, how long does it take you to go 80 miles? Videos. So as an example that we were calculating a lot when I had an installation company was that, so if I go 240 kilometers one direction for a job in a day, and I go back again, right? So 240 kilometers back and forth, that is 480 kilometers driven. If I'm going 80 miles per hour, so 80 miles, 240 miles times 2 divided by 8 hours is 6 hours. So that is 6 hours driving. If I go 240 kilometers times 2 and I'm driving 120 kilometers per hour, then it takes me 4 hours. The reason why I'm talking about this is because people do drive 80 kilometers per hour to like save money on the gas, right? The thing is that when we look at the number of like liters of gas that is used, then that is correct, right? So that means like if we're going 2 times 240 kilometers per hour and we say our van or our car is going 13 kilometers per liter, that means when we do that and we're going 80 kilometers per hour, then we are using 37 liters of gas. If we instead are speeding on the freeway and we're going 120 kilometers per hour, then it would be 2 times 240 kilometers divided by 8 kilometers per hour. So we're just saying that now we're only going 8 kilometers per hour. So that means when we're going fast, then we're spending 60 liters, while when we're going slow, we're spending 37 liters. People are like, whoa, I'm saving the planet and I'm saving money. No, maybe you are doing something positive for the planet, I don't know, but you're not saving money unless you are very bad at business. So we'll get back to that. So the thing is, in Denmark, if you have like employees, right? So employees need salaries, and like the bottom half, when we have a cheap person with like pension, vacation money, blah, 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 then it costs $35.71 as an employer to have an employee per hour on average. So if we have 2 employees, then it's $71.5 per hour. Fuel in Denmark, let's say it's $2 per hour. So there's a little bit of an advantage there to the low fuel cost, because like right now it's a little bit lower than this. So if we look at the thing, then if we are spending 6 hours driving in the car and we have to pay the employees $71.5 for 2 people per hour, then we're paying $432 in salaries. If we are speeding, we're going faster, then it's 4 hours times 71.5. So that means when we're speeding, then we're only paying out $288 of like wasted money for paying them to sit in the car, where in the other case, it's 432. So now you see there's quite a big difference. If we look at the savings on the gas instead, that's down here, then we can see if we spend the 37 liters going 80 kilometers per hour, then times $2, then it's $72 spent on fuel. Where if we were speeding and we were like burning the fuel, then it's 60 liters times 2, that's $120. So if we do the math and look here at like the savings of going slow, then we can see that we paid going slow $72 for the fuel, $432 for the working hours for the 2 people sitting in the car. So that means the trip cost us $504. Where if we went fast, then we would pay $120 for the fuel. Ooh, it's the $50 more. But we would pay less for salaries, so $288. So that means we only spent $408 going fast. So it's $100 more expensive to go slow. And the thing is that then if we have a good business and actually we could manage to take our staff somewhere to perform a job where they would make their hourly wages times 2. So that means you were able to get a revenue from their work, not from like other stuff, but from their work. Let's say you get revenue of 100% per hour per employee, which is like reasonable. Then we would say that like the $71.5 was like the base salary. Now they're performing jobs for the company, so they're generating an income that is times 2. So that means they would generate $143. So in the case where we're going slow, then we didn't only lose $100. We actually lost the $100 and the $143. So it actually cost us almost $250 in this example to go 80 kilometers per hour and trying to save fuel versus going 120 kilometers per hour and not saving fuel. And then you could say, but then the planet dies and Greta is going to attack you, and maybe that's true. But that has nothing to do with this. This is just pure economics. So I just wanted to say, like, reimbursements is not always a good thing. So keep that in mind. When you do things, do the math. Only go slow if you have nothing better to do with your time or your life, or you don't like your wife, so you don't want to go back to her, then go slow. Else go fast. Fast is fast. Subscribe to the channel. Remember, imagination is more important than knowledge. When you buy a car, your time is not free. Could you create some money somewhere else? You should definitely hit the like button. What will you think in the comments? Thanks for watching. Do you like the new car?